Recording. Stop recording. Button.
Hey guys, so right now, as you can see from the title, today's video is the top 10 reasons why being visually, the top 10 reasons why having the cane and why to bring mobility aid. And reason number one is okay, so say for example you're going into the bathroom, for example. Now, if you're going to the bathroom in a public place, you can prop your cane up against the door. Now, as you can see, if someone tried to open the door, as you just seen there, my cane fell forward. So basically, if someone inappropriately comes into the bathroom while you're vulnerable, the cane will fall, and that lets you know that someone is there. And you know, so that's reason number one. Reason number two, your guide or barrier. So I know that I'm walking behind, like near a wall here, so that's my guide. And that's a bin. And that's a wardrobe. Now, you may think the cane is useless, but it's not. Like, for example, when you swing here, there could be objects on the ground, like objects that you don't realize are there. And, you know, I've made it to here, when I should be here. So that's the second reason why the cane is important. Another reason why the cane is important is
YouTube. New from Inside Edition. South Carolina baby is comforted by military doll that looks like dad.
Oh, that's a notification. Sorry about that. Right, so another reason what's good is the cane is you can defend yourself with it. Now, I don't know the fighting techniques or defensive techniques used with the cane, but I do know when it's used correctly that you can actually fight back. And my friend from Florida, I'm not going to mention his name for obvious reasons, he told me that you can use your knees to the person, and you know, you can use your knees defensively, you can use your punches combined with your cane defensively, you can use a heap of stuff. Another good reason to use the cane is, number 4, it can be folded. So if I'm sitting in a car, it can be folded. Because naturally, everybody, word of advice, you do not want to leave your cane fully folded if you're sitting in the back seat of the car. Because if the car crashes or you get in a car crash, the cane is going to basically hit the person in the front. And you could do them injury and you don't realize it. But when you have it fully folded, when you have it unfolded, or sorry, I'm mixing my words up here. When you have your cane folded up, it creates less chance for risk. It creates less instability, and you know, it gives you reason number 5, the cane gives you confidence. For example, I'm just going to do something here. Now, say this was a daily activity. You're coming forward, you're coming forward, you're coming forward. That's an object. So you go around the object and you're there. Now, I know I placed that object there, but I did that as an example to show that your cane will tap it, and that if you have a guide dog, it will take you around it, but you won't get the full experience of actually getting past it yourself because you're relying on the guide dog. Now, I'm not saying it's bad to have a guide dog, but they take you out of less dangerous situations than you would be in. And with the cane, this comes to reason number 6. You have to face... One thing I will say that's brilliant about having the cane is that you don't have to go into the introduction of, hello, my name's Jordan, I'm visually impaired. Because as you can see from Mondello, which is the video I have up, Mondello on driving the car independently, go check that out on my channel, is basically I had my cane folded up. I had it with me. Now, I could have left it in the bus, but to be honest, what would that have proven? No one there would have known I'm visually impaired. They would have guessed, but they never would have known. And the fact I had my cane folded up, and Stephen, my instructor, brilliant by the way, I like to thank him in this video, because with the care of him and his team in Mondello, I was able to do and fulfill an achievement that sighted people would think is impossible of people like us. And realistically, it's not. But if you have your cane there and folded, the person knows you're visually impaired. Now, my link worker, he said to me that, well, they would have been told that you're visually impaired. Just because an organisation or place has been told that you're visually impaired doesn't mean that they'll believe it. But when you have your cane with you, it's more believable. Reason number 7. Having a cane gives you good balance and support. Like for example, if you have poor balance, you can lean on your cane. And if you have bad walking technique, I can walk perfectly fine, but that's just an example to show if you had bad, like if you're on braces and you need a cane, it can be used in that sense as well. Now, number 8, having a cane actually, I won't say it's like a brand mark, but people wondered, and they've said these things, like Kayla with a C, she's mentioned this on her channel, Casey, how Casey sees it, Molly Burke, they've all mentioned this. Tommy Edison, James Ratt, I'd like to acknowledge all you guys. You said that people have said to you, sighted people, I might add, that you don't look blind. But when you have a cane, it lets people know that you're visually impaired. When they see the black handle and the white handle, or the white material and the black handle, they know that's visually impaired because it's the international colour for a visually impaired person. And it's not a brand mark, but when you see it, you know that person is visually impaired, instead of ignorantly saying you don't look blind. Reason number 9. Having a cane can actually open up relationships, possibilities, surroundings that were never possible before. For me, with Demi, well, I've buried with canes, but I call her Demi after Demi Lovato, who's my hero. You know, when you meet someone else that has a long cane, you form relationships, but the situation varies, you know, it varies from person to person. And, you know, that's what makes it more enjoyable. And reason number 10, you get to whack stuff. Now, I don't mean you get to whack stuff for the sake of it. I mean, you know, when you tap stuff, you whack stuff. And here's something you should know. If you ever come to a situation where there's a car parked fully on the path, everyone note, 1, that he or she should not be there. Number 2, they're illegally parked there. Number 3, if you tap the car, say you tap it but you don't see, and there's a mark there, and they say, oh, we'll sue you for damages and all this. If you go to the guards in this country, they will say to you, no, you were parked where you're not supposed to be, your car got whacked, you knew you were not to be there, so the damages are on you. Now, if they were parked in the right space and you tapped the car and damaged it, the person, sight, vision impaired or not, or any disability, they will expect you for pay for damages. And in my opinion, that would be the right thing to do. And, but another thing, and this is something that they can't do either, I won't say they can do it, they should not do it, is where you're walking at traffic lights, and one place for me is Griffith Avenue in Drumcondra, or not Drumcondra, in Grace Park Road, and sometimes I will cross it and a car will be parked in the middle, and I ask people who see this video, please be more aware in Grace Park Road or at that crossing, that there's visually impaired people crossing at that stop, that there's a school for the visually impaired in Grace Park, Drumcondra, Dublin 9, because realistically, if you make one hesitant step or one mistake at that crossing, that could mean the end of your life. And I'm not joking here, I'm deadly serious. It could mean the end of your life, because one time I didn't realise that a car was parked there, and my link worker, David, he pointed out, you're not supposed to be there. He takes this route every day, he's fully blind. And he's telling the truth there, because I am legally blind, I am visually impaired. And, why should they park there? They shouldn't have to. Why should we have to walk across them? But when we walk across them, believe it or not, it actually embarrasses the driver, and other people behind him will think, what the hell is he doing here? He shouldn't have to be there. Instead of giving them the middle finger, you will sink to the level of other people, which is what you do not want to do. Alright guys, that's the end of this video for now. I would like to give a huge shout out to Molly Burke, Kayla with a C, Amanda Jean Nelson, James Ratt, Donna Allison, Chris Seeley, Keen Mack, just everyone that's subscribed. And Tommy Edison, hope you continue with your YouTube channel, man. It's awesome. And anyone out there who's blind, keep fighting the good fight. And remember, you're not important. Might think you aren't important. Well, newsflash for you. You are important. Together, we can build a world where we do not have to hide our disabilities. We do not have to be different from other people. And hopefully one day, the word disability can be changed to something else different. Because like you see, I have a video like why I think the word disability is offensive in my opinion. Check out that video because I give my thoughts into that video. Other than that guys, subscribe, like, click the bell for notifications, and I shall see you soon. Goodbye.